Where is Wendy Williams? That is what we're going to be talking about in today's video, guys. Hey, I'm Jordan Sparks. Welcome back to my channel. So, in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Wendy Williams. So, if you didn't know, I'm actually a massive fan of Wendy Williams, and I'm just going to prop this camera up a tiny bit so that we're not cutting off my entire head for the entire video. But I used to watch the Wendy Williams show every single day, and then it kind of transferred off into being the Sherry show, but before that we were getting, was it Jerry O'Connell? Is that his name? The guy that was from, like, that show in the 90s. I don't even remember what it was called. He's been in a bunch of things. He's been an actor for forever. But I found him super cringe as the host on the Wendy show. But anyways, Wendy has done some, controversial things, said some controversial things in the past. It was kind of like a different era that she blew up in. She used to be a giant radio host in the 80s, 90s, and then she got her own television show that was arguably the best daytime talk show that was on for years and years and years and years and years. And the thing with Wendy Williams is she never really fit the mold of a daytime talk show host, because daytime talk show hosts were supposed to be like G-rated. They were supposed to be super family friendly. The audience is supposed to be stay-at-home moms, retired people, and kids that are like not of school age. So there's a reason why daytime talk shows kind of had that kind of vibe to them. But Wendy is a ticking time bomb, and Wendy is the kind of person that you can't censor and you can't like make her hold anything back. And Wendy Williams, after her show was canceled, we haven't heard much, honestly, from her specifically. So I'm not sure if you guys have been watching the Lifetime documentary, that documentary series that Wendy has been in, and it's called Where is Wendy Williams, and there were 4 parts to it. I watched the entire thing, and so I wanted to just talk about my opinion. I was going to take notes and make this like a super formal video as I watched it, and I decided, no, you know what, I'm just going to fully pay attention to this series, watch it for the actual value of it, and then come just share my opinions and how I felt, I guess, at the end. It was really hard to watch, honestly, as a fan of Wendy, because Wendy was definitely struggling in this series, and she kind of started off a little bit stronger, and then just deteriorated and got worse and worse throughout the series, and then towards the end, they all were talking about how much better she is now, but we didn't actually hear anything from Wendy herself. So I found that very interesting and sus, because we've already been played so much with Wendy and with her health, the same way that we kind of did with Britney Spears. And with Wendy Williams being in a conservatorship, it's kind of the same thing. It has the same kind of feel to it, where it feels like people are just lying about her to the public, and it's like, for what reason? Anyways, I did feel like in watching this documentary that she had a lot of yes men around her, and that she had a lot of people that were kind of like not helping at all, and then she had a lot of people that do actually have her best intentions for the most part in their heart, I feel like. So essentially, if you want to watch this, it is available for streaming on the Lifetime channel, I believe, but it's also online. I found it on the Lifetime website, and I just used a VPN. You can use a free Chrome extension. There's a free Chrome VPN if you want to watch the first 2 episodes. The second 2 episodes, you need to actually be a Lifetime cable subscriber in order to watch them, or you can purchase them, I think, on Amazon or something like that. But they are only available, I think, in the United States unless you use a VPN. Anyways, that being said, I did find the last 2 episodes on YouTube. I don't know if they'll still be up, but I did find them on YouTube, and I just searched the name for them. But I do feel like Wendy has a lot of people on her payroll that are just yes men, that are just there to, like, tell her what she wants to hear. And Wendy has been diagnosed with aphasia and dementia, drinking related, allegedly, and that's at least what we're told. And so for somebody that is losing their mental capacity to have a bunch of yes men around them that are going to let her drink and are just going to let her do their own thing and then go on camera and be like, yeah, she doesn't have a problem. She seems totally legit. Everything's totally fine. It's like, everything doesn't seem to be totally fine to the rest of us and to Wendy's actual family members that care about her. But for some reason, her family members don't have control over her, and they're not her appointed, like, official guardian. It's like some random strangers that she's hired. So I don't think that that is good. As for little Kevin, Wendy's son, he was apparently the guardian for a while, but they didn't get along, and Wendy was like trying to leave to go back to New York because Kevin doesn't want her drinking at all, especially because they say that the aphasia and the dementia are alcohol induced. So she's allegedly in a care center now where she's not drinking and doing a lot better, but it's like that's what we've been told in the past, so I don't really know what to believe right now. But seeing Wendy's condition in the documentary was really, really sad, especially because Wendy's somebody that's always had her wits about her. She's very, like, a quick thinker and all that. And just to see the way that she was treating people in this documentary is not the Wendy that I know. Like, it's not... Wendy was literally so rude to people in so many scenes, and I'm just like, I understand that they're trying to, like, share the reality of the situation and share what Wendy is like right now and everything like that, but I'm just like, we, as the public, don't need to see Wendy at her worst moments, like calling people an idiot, telling people they're stupid, or like any kinds of other derogatory curses and stuff. Like, she was so mean to anybody that was just trying to help her out, whether they were just doing her nails, her makeup, anything like that. She was telling people that they were fat, telling people they need to lose weight, and it's like, Wendy, you've shared with us for years how those are your own insecurities, and cried on to the public for our sympathy and empathy over these things, and the people that are creating this documentary should know that, and I just don't think that this is the kind of thing that they should be sharing on this documentary just as, like, clickbaity entertainment value, because it's like Wendy's made her entire brand and everything about, like, how she was a young black woman and how hard it was to grow up and to be the kid that everybody called fat and to feel like she needed to prove herself her entire life. And she feels like she, for example, always says how she has respect for people that have had to crawl their way out of the brickwork like cockroaches, because that's what she had to do, because not everybody was meant to go get a degree and at Harvard and be a professional kind of thing. And so to hear her being so nasty to people that are just struggling with the same things that she struggled with, and for them to include that in the documentary and to air that to the public, was a little bit nasty to me. But I personally felt like after watching this entire series that it was more disheartening than anything. They wanted to end the series by saying that Wendy's doing so much better and that everything is great, but throughout the entire series we saw that she had these yes men and that she's going to, like, meetings with Universal to have a new TV show when she's clearly not in the health to have a television show, and it's just because she has yes men around her that are pushing her to go to these meetings and telling her that everything's going to be fine and backing her up and saying yes, she should be on TV because that's what she wants. And it's like, I think that Wendy suffers, especially at this period in her life, with an element of narcissism where she feels like she needs to be working. She feels like she needs to have that interaction with her audience at all times, or she doesn't exist. Like, she doesn't feel valid if she doesn't have that ongoing interaction. She needs the external validation, is what I'm saying. And throughout this documentary, it's really sad the way that she speaks about everything. Is like, is there going to be famous people around there? I'm famous, I'm rich, I'm wealthy, I'm powerful. And it's like, okay, Wendy, that's not why people love you. That was not the whole point of this career. Like, that's not why, like, so it's just, like, showing her very much at her very worst, I thought. But if you watch this program, let me know what you think down in the comments below. I just thought that part was wild. In terms of young Kevin, I thought that he was doing a great job helping out his mom, but I also think that he comes from a background where he wasn't necessarily given the love and attention from his mom in the way that I think that he needed growing up, and that she's always kind of showed her love in terms of, like, monetary ways, like buying him things. And I think that he's become very, very spoiled in terms of filling that void in himself with money as well. And I personally, my own speculative opinion, just opinion, not fact, is that the whole Wells Fargo thing is for a legitimate reason. If you don't know, Wendy's money has all been on hold at Wells Fargo because they believe that people have been using her money without her best intentions. And with Kevin, young Kevin, being the person that is like the main suspect of that. And I do think that he's saying, like, yeah, it's always been with my mom's permission. It's like, yeah, your mom is giving you permission for these things, but your mom is not in her, like, mental capacities right now to be signing off on, like, whatever luxurious ways of living that you have. So it's like, I think that maybe he just doesn't even see it as a problem because he's so used to spending all of this money. But I do think that there needs to be somebody else in place if there is excessive spending. I don't see that a bank would shut down your accounts and try and get you into a government conservatorship unless there's something serious with that money, because it's just money to them. Like, as long as it's not being absolutely, like, squandered away, I don't see why the bank would care that much about the money. I don't know, maybe that's me being naive. But to the point of putting someone in a conservatorship over it, I just think that there would have to be a justifiable, righteous reason, or else they wouldn't have been able to go to the conservatorship through the court and get all of that when nobody was trying to steal Wendy's money. Like, for example, with the Britney conservatorship, the reason why Britney was put into conservatorships, everybody was trying to steal her money. And she was put into a conservatorship, and then the guardians were her family. So it's like, it was obvious who was trying to steal her money. And, Lou M. Taylor getting her claws in there, her steely talons to get all of the money. It was like, it was clear who was behind that. With Wendy, it's not so much. Like, her family was trying to get guardianship of her, but she ended up being, like, with professional guardians. So it's like, I don't know why they would put her in a guardianship over her son allegedly abusing her money. I don't know. Didn't make any sense to me, but that's how they explained it in the documentary. I don't know. I feel bad for Wendy. I hope that she is getting better. I personally, like, we'd all love to see Wendy. We'd love to see her on TV. And I know Wendy would love to be on TV, but not at the cost of her own health. Like, she needs to put her own health before, like, any kind of external validation or, like, being able to work. We hear Wendy say this entire time that she wants to work and she wants to be on television for the rest of her life. And it's like, maybe put yourself before the career. But yeah, that's all my thoughts. That's it for this video. I just wanted to talk about Wendy and my thoughts on that docuseries and going forward, what's going to be happening with Wendy. We're not sure. We're being told that she's all healthy and everything is great, but I just think that that is probably from a bunch of yes men that want her to be back on TV as soon as possible, and that they have not her best interests at heart. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and as always, make sure to be weird, be wild, and stay sparkly. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.